Alright guys, so we continue the Sabine Mandalorian arc with Sabine, Ezra, Vin Rao, and Kanan en route to one of the Mandalorian moons where the Wren clan compound is located. As they approach and announce their arrival, they are greeted with a not-so-welcoming committee of Mandalorians who proceed to attack the Phantom, eventually landing on the Phantom and taking out its thrusters. The Phantom is then sent into a crash landing nosedive into the snowy terrain below. After another happy landing, our crew emerges from the Phantom unharmed. Vin Rao is asked to hide out of sight as he may be needed later. As the Mandalorians approach and surround the downed Phantom, Ezra quickly ignites his blade, IDing them instantly as Jedi, and a small battle ensues. During the battle, Ezra deflects a laser blast, hitting the main Mando. Sabine snaps at Ezra for doing so. Ezra replies saying her name. It is then when we get the reveal of Sabine's brother Tristan Wren, who takes Sabine back to the clan Wren compound. Sabine and the crew are greeted by Sabine's mother, Countess Ursa Wren of House Wren. Upon seeing her daughter, Sabine, the Countess, orders her imprisonment. However, Sabine convinces her they need to talk. The Countess accepts on one condition: the Jedi must surrender their weapons. In Countess Wren's chambers, Sabine is forced to defend her actions and is told of the consequences: a loss of status for the Wrens, where her brother Tristan is forced to serve under Gar Saxon, and her father is being held captive as a means of control to buy the Wrens' loyalty. Countess Wren then takes her daughter Sabine aside, where the two debate her actions but come to an understanding. Sabine asks for her mother's help to defeat the Empire by joining the rebellion's efforts and freeing Mandalore in the process. She hands her mother the Darksaber to prove her confidence and faith in her mother. Countess Wren is then called away to a transmission from Gar Saxon. Vin Rao looks on from a distance. The Countess responds to the transmission as the Jedi weapons are put to the side. Gar Saxon orders the Countess to keep Sabine and the Jedi there until he arrives. Vin Rao listens in on their conversation from outside. Vin Rao decides to sneak into the Wren compound, taking out a clan Wren Mando in the process, and recovering the Jedi weapons as well. Meanwhile, Kanan and Ezra request to speak to the Countess. However, when it is revealed that Sabine and Gar Saxon once fought, the Countess places Ezra and Kanan under arrest. It is at this very moment Sabine and her brother Tristan are engaged in a sparring session. Again, Sabine is made aware of what her actions have cost her family. She is also told of her mother's plans to betray the Jedi in order to save Sabine. She arrives at her mother's chambers only to find that Kanan and Ezra have been arrested. She pleads with her mother not to betray her friends. However, it is at this moment that Gar Saxon and his men arrive. Governor Gar Saxon asks Countess Wren to hand over the Darksaber. She hands it to him with intentions to save her daughter. Sabine pleads for her not to, as Tristan tells her it's for the best. However, Governor Gar Saxon decrees that Clan Wren conspired with the rebels and should be put to death. Tristan pleads mercy for his family, but is only given the option to join Saxon or die with his family. Tristan chooses family. Vinrao smashes through the window, giving Kanan and Ezra their weapons. And what happens next is an epic battle that you will see me react to now.
Sweet. Sabine is going down, fellas. Look at all this action. Ursula, B.A. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Come on, Sabine. Cool, cool. Yes. All right. It's on. It's on. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome. The showdown. Oh. Oof. That's right, girl. Whoa.
By Mandalorian custom and law, no one can interfere.
Are your customs more important than the life of your daughter?
Hmm. That's my girl. Sabine is sweet. Yes. Sorry guys, I gotta be quiet. It's late.
That's funny. I was about to say the same thing to you.
Yes, Sabine. Whoa. Well, hey, Anakin versus Dooku right there.
I'll never use you, girl. You'll have to kill me.
Don't do it, Sabine. That's right, girl. That's my girl.
Mandalorian way, but it's not my way. Not anymore.
Cool. Sabine. Oh. Oh, no. I know they didn't. Oh. And who shot him? Moms. Hey, moms always comes through, doesn't she?
Saxon was guilty of treason against the throne, collaboration with our enemy, and the execution of my fellow protectors. But when the rest of Mandalore finds out about his death, there will be chaos.
So we may be due for a civil war on Mandalore. Very cool fight right there between Sabine and Gar Saxon right there, guys.
For my help? No. Mandalore must rise by itself. We protect our own.
So do we. Sabine,
She's right.
wait. You're not coming with us?
Oh,
Running away. My father's
what?
on Mandalore. We'll find a way to get him back.
No.
Then maybe we can join the fight against the Empire.
Are we losing Sabine?
Right now, I can do no good here.
The crew is losing Sabine? losing Sabine, guys.
Thank you. Both of you.
Wow. Whoa. Okay, so we're losing Sabine and Vin Rao. Actually, two heavy hitters on the squad. So.
Saw who you become. You could lead Mandalore.
No. This was about my family. I'm not Mandalore's leader. But I'll find the person who is.
Wow. Well, you know, my boy Urban Acolyte always talks about the hero's journey, and that is Sabine's journey. Wow, guys, a very good episode. Really enjoyed that, guys. I'm going to get into my final thoughts in just a moment.
Okay, guys, a very good episode. Mandalore centric for sure. We got to meet Sabine's mom, who was not Bo-Katan or Rook-Kast as many of us speculated. However, her name is Ursa Wren of Clan Wren, and she is Countess. What we do know about her is that she was in the throne room at the time that Pre Vizsla was defeated by Maul, but that is all that we know about her to this point. Her brother Tristan and his service under Gar Saxon, I'm sure he was a part of what happened with Vin Rao's men, something that I'm sure will get explored, if not in Rebels, it will be in another animated series for sure. I'll talk about that more in just a little bit. We also learned more about the consequences that the Wren family dealt with after Sabine left, a loss of status among the various houses of Mandalore, her father being taken captive to keep the family under control, and her brother having to work under Gar Saxon. Then we get the shocker that Sabine is leaving the crew along with Vin Rao. Wow, wow, wow. Even though some did call this with Sabine leaving the crew, but this has also spawned all new speculation that I will get into in a little bit. However, my score for this episode is going to be a 9.0 out of 10, very close to a 10. Again, we got some canon Mandalorian lore. This episode not only pushes the story forward, it opens the door to, say, like a Mandalorian animated series. So that may be something that we can look forward to, starring Sabine with Vin Rao. And then, of course, we'll probably get drop-ins from Ezra and Kanan from time to time. But again, that is just speculation on my part. But again, we do have this whole new storyline that is opened up with Mandalore and their role in the fight against the Empire. So guys, tell me what you thought of this episode. Did they do justice by the Mandalorians? How do you feel about Sabine leaving, and what is her role going to be going forward? What will happen with the crew without Sabine? Will we see her on Rebels again? Will she and the clan Wren help take out the factories on Lothal, or will the rebels come to the aid of House Wren, as there is sure to be a civil war between the houses on Mandalore after Saxon's death? So guys, I want to thank you very, very much for watching this review and reaction of Star Wars Rebels Legacy of Mandalore episode. I look forward to the episode next week. But thank you again, guys. Like and subscribe, and may the Force be with you always.